Yesterday, Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene went on a tear on Twitter, attacking the Democratic Party as the party of woke corporate communism. Woke corporate communism. Now, I really want to dissect that phrase, and I'm going to in just a moment. But first, we have to talk about what happened in the tweet before the woke corporate communism line. And that is that Marjorie Taylor Greene was endorsing a Republican primary challenger to Republican Representative Tom Rice, who of course voted to impeach Donald Trump earlier this year. You can't have any of that, according to Marjorie Taylor Greene, so she tweeted this out. Repubs must take the House back and fire Nancy Pelosi in 22. The only way to do that is with America First Repubs who fight and not cower in fear like so many spineless rhinos who care more about being liked by the fake news and their dim counterparts than they do about America First. Yeah, see, here's the problem with that, though, Marjorie, and I know you don't understand this, so I'm going to try to explain it easily. You're talking about taking back the House by endorsing a Republican primary challenger in a safe red district. That nets you 0 seats. Sorry, that's the way that works. If you want to have more Republicans than Democrats, you have to have a Republican defeat an incumbent Democrat. You can't just endorse crazier people to replace the slightly less crazy people. But that's what you did, so okay. It is what it is, not much we can do. And then she goes into the fun tweet, right? Democrats are no longer an American party. They're the party of woke corporate communism. They're party of AOC's Green New Deal, which enslaves us to cheap energy, to cheap Chinese energy. They're the party of skyrocketing inflation, illegal invasion at the border, vaccine mandates, and election fraud. Whew, I don't even know where to start. Everything you said there is false. Everything. Let's start with woke corporate communism, though, right? Because that might be the dumbest thing imaginable. First of all, woke corporations aren't exactly things. Corporations will say what they need to say, support which groups they need to support, whenever they feel it is going to increase the bottom line. Corporations are not woke, and they never will be. They pretend to be accepting of social issues and to pretend to be on the correct side of social issues just because they think it's going to make them more money. At the end of the day, they're still the ones funding your party, mainly, Marjorie. So don't forget that. And then you have the other half of the phrase, corporate communism. Corporate communism. If I even have to explain to you why that literally makes no sense, then you have no business watching these videos anymore. Corporate communism. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks anything she doesn't like is communism. That is her go-to word, and I guarantee you she doesn't know what it means. She's proving that she doesn't know what it means. It's just she pulls out random Republican talking points and just strings them together in a sentence like woke, corporate, communism. That's what she does. The Green New Deal, which enslaves us to cheap Chinese energy. A slave to cheap energy? Affordable, renewable, green energy? Oh no! Don't make us slaves to that. We'd rather be slaves to big oil that's killing the planet. Not to mention, where the hell, she's just throwing in random words like, I'm going to call it Chinese. What we're talking about manufacturing these things here in the United States and installing them here in the United States. With our workers and our labor and our parts and our technology. Seriously, read a bill for once in your life, for God's sakes. Skyrocketing inflation. Literally not much they can do about that. Illegal invasion at the border. Border apprehensions are at one of the highest levels they've ever been here in the United States. So if you want to try to blame that on Democrats, they're actually tougher on migrants than Donald Trump was. Yeah, and for the record, that's not a good thing. Vaccine mandates. Oh dear God, we want to protect people and we don't want them to die. How horrible of Democrats. And election fraud. Give me a effing break. The cases of election fraud that we have found so far have been Trump supporters, you idiot. So anyway, there you have it. Before I just get angry and go totally off the rails in a tirade probably even crazier than Marjorie Taylor Greene's, I'm going to end it at that. The woman is clearly a nut job and should probably spend some time doing some research so she stops throwing out random words thinking that it's actually attacking the opposition party. If you can't get enough Ring of Fire, we encourage everyone to subscribe to our channel for fresh video content 7 days a week. And for even more from me, you can follow me on all social media outlets, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram @FairandBalanced.